Every few years, people wake up to headlines screaming that billions of dollars just vanished from the stock market overnight. It happened in 2008, it happened in 2020, and it will happen again. But markets don't just crash randomly. There are real, specific reasons behind every collapse. Today, we're breaking down the 11 most common reasons markets crash, using real-world examples to make it crystal clear. Let's get into it. Imagine, Professor is a regular investor. He wakes up one morning, checks his phone, and sees his portfolio is down 8%. He doesn't know why. He just knows it's going down. So he sells everything. Now multiply Professor by 1 million people doing the exact same thing at the exact same time. That's panic selling. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more people sell, the more prices drop, the more people panic, and the more they sell. It's not logic, it's fear. And fear moves markets faster than almost anything else. Back in the early 2000s, everyone believed dot-com companies were worth insane amounts of money, even ones with no real revenue. Professor invested his life savings into a tech startup that had a cool website but sold nothing. The company's valuation tripled in 1 year. Then, the bubble burst. The stock went from $80 to $2. That's what happens when prices rise way beyond what an asset is actually worth. At some point, reality catches up, and when it does, the crash is brutal. We've seen this with tech stocks, real estate, crypto. The pattern is always the same. Think of interest rates like the cost of borrowing money. A small business owner engineer had been expanding his company using cheap loans. But when the central bank raised interest rates sharply, his loan costs doubled. He had to cut back. So did thousands of businesses like his. When borrowing becomes expensive, businesses slow down, consumers spend less, and corporate profits fall. And when profits fall, stock prices follow. This is exactly what happened in 2022, when the Federal Reserve raised rates aggressively and markets dropped over 20%. Leverage is borrowing money to invest more than you actually have. Let's say engineer had $10,000 but borrowed another $90,000 to buy $100,000 worth of stocks. If the market drops just 10%, engineer has lost all of his own money and still owes $90,000 to the bank. Now imagine millions of investors doing this at once. When prices start falling, they're all forced to sell at the same time to cover their debts. This forced selling accelerates the crash dramatically. It's like a fire that feeds itself. When the broader economy slows down, people lose jobs, spend less, companies earn less. The stock market eventually reflects that. During the 2008 financial crisis, a family named the Doodlesons saw their home value crash, their retirement savings collapse, and both parents lose their jobs, all within months. Markets are forward-looking. When investors see a recession coming, they start selling before things get worse. The market crash often hits before the economic data even confirms a recession, because the fear alone is enough to trigger selling. Sometimes, a crash is triggered by something nobody predicted. In March 2020, a retired professor named Doodle watched her entire investment portfolio drop 34% in just 33 days because a pandemic shut down the global economy almost overnight. No model predicted COVID-19. No analyst had it on their radar. These black swan events, rare, unpredictable shocks, are some of the most powerful crash triggers because the market has no time to prepare or price them in. Wars, pandemics, natural disasters, terror attacks, they can all qualify. The entire financial system runs on credit. Banks lending to businesses, banks lending to other banks. In 2008, when mortgage loans started defaulting en masse, banks stopped trusting each other. A mid-sized bank executive named Mr. Professor Dollar found that overnight lending between banks, something that had happened smoothly for decades, suddenly froze. When banks stop lending, businesses can't operate, payrolls get missed, and the entire economy seizes up. The stock market then collapses as a reflection of that paralysis. A credit crunch is essentially the blood supply to the economy being cut off. Markets also run on trust. The moment that trust breaks, things unravel fast. In 2001, when it was revealed that Enron, one of America's most admired companies, had been cooking its books for years, investors didn't just flee Enron. They started questioning every company's financial statements. An investor named Engineero pulled his money out of energy stocks entirely, not because they were all corrupt, but because he no longer trusted what he was reading. When confidence evaporates broadly, selling spreads across the entire market, not just the problem sector. Political instability, wars, and diplomatic crises create massive uncertainty for businesses. When Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022, a European manufacturing company run by a CEO named Professor Steele suddenly faced energy supply cuts, rising commodity prices, and disrupted supply chains all at once. Markets hate uncertainty more than almost anything. When geopolitical crises hit, investors moved to safe haven assets like gold and government bonds, dumping stocks in the process. Oil shocks, trade wars, and sanctions can all trigger the same effect. Modern markets are dominated by computer algorithms that can execute thousands of trades per second. Here's the danger. Many of these algorithms are programmed to sell when prices drop below certain levels. So when a market starts falling, the algorithms trigger, causing more selling, which triggers more algorithms, causing even more selling. In 2010, the US market lost nearly 10% of its value in just minutes during what became known as the flash crash. No human made those decisions. The machines did, and they amplified a small dip into a massive plunge before anyone could intervene. As more trading becomes automated, this risk only grows. When a country's currency collapses or inflation spirals out of control, the stock market follows. In 2018, a middle-class Argentine family named the Profeseros watched their savings lose half their value in months, not because they made bad investments, but because the Argentine peso collapsed and inflation hit 50%. When inflation runs too hot, central banks are forced to raise rates aggressively to cool it down. That slows the economy, crushes corporate profits, and sends markets into freefall. And when a currency loses credibility entirely, foreign investors pull their money out immediately, making the crash even worse. It's a vicious cycle. Inflation rises, confidence falls, money flees, markets crash. So there you have it, 11 reasons markets crash. From human panic to machine algorithms, from economic recessions to once-in-a-century pandemics. The causes are different, but the result is always the same. Prices fall fast, fear spreads, and wealth disappears, at least temporarily. Here's the key takeaway. Markets always recover. Every crash in history has eventually been followed by a recovery. The investors who survive crashes are the ones who understand why they happen and don't let fear make their decisions for them. If you found this helpful, drop a like, subscribe for more, and comment below. Which of these 11 reasons surprised you the most? See you in the next one. $1 smarter every week.